Marcus Evans was always proud of where he worked. Atlas Consulting was one of the biggest firms in the city, a place where ambition and talent were supposed to matter more than anything else. For 6 years, Marcus, a black man in his early 30s, had poured everything he had into the company. Late nights, missed holidays, endless sacrifices. He believed that hard work would speak louder than anything else. But when the new round of promotions was announced, Marcus's name wasn't on the list. Again. Instead, he watched as less experienced colleagues, all of them white, got their new titles, their corner offices, their raises. He congratulated them, smiled, pretended not to feel the sharp ache inside his chest. "Maybe next time," his boss said, clapping him on the back. Marcus knew that tone. It was the tone people used when they wanted you to wait forever. That night, Marcus sat at his desk long after the office emptied. He stared at the framed photo of his parents, who had raised him to believe he could be anything. He stared at the blank page in front of him. And then he started to write. Not an angry letter, not a resignation, a truth. He wrote about being the only black face in boardroom meetings. He wrote about his ideas being ignored, only to be praised when repeated by someone else. He wrote about the jokes whispered in hallways, the assumptions made, the opportunities quietly withheld. He wrote not with bitterness, but with courage. "You cannot fix what you will not face," he ended the letter, "so I am choosing to make you see." The next morning, Marcus slid the letter under the door of Mr. Bennett, the CEO, and then he packed his things. Not because he had given up, but because he had decided to fight for himself in ways that no one else ever had. He wasn't sure what would happen. He expected silence, maybe even a polite apology. What he didn't expect was a phone call 3 hours later. "Marcus," Mr. Bennett said, his voice shaking a little. "Can you come back to the office, please?" When Marcus returned, he found the senior leadership team assembled, a rare, powerful sight. In the center of the conference table sat his letter, printed out, highlighted. Mr. Bennett stood. "We read your letter," he said, voice steady, "and we realized we have failed you. We have failed others too. We are sorry." The room was silent. No corporate slogans, no defensive excuses, just truth, just change. That day, Atlas Consulting made a commitment, not just on paper, but in action. They launched mentorship programs for underrepresented employees. They reviewed their promotion policies with outside diversity experts. They created listening sessions where marginalized voices could speak and be heard. They built pathways to leadership that were open, transparent, and equitable. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't instant, but it was real. And Marcus? He didn't take the first promotion they offered him out of guilt. Instead, he accepted a new role they created, Director of Diversity and Inclusion, where he would help make sure no one else would have to write a letter like his again. Years later, a young woman, nervous, excited, full of dreams, joined Atlas Consulting. She was the first in her family to ever work in a corporate office. On her first day, she passed Marcus in the hallway. He smiled warmly at her and said, "Welcome, you belong here." And she believed him. Because sometimes, real change begins with the courage to write the letter no one wants to read, but everyone needs to hear. If this story moved you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us spread more stories of courage, hope, and unity. Let's keep fighting for a world where everyone truly belongs.